a stone, it's the end of the road. It's the rest of a stump, a lonesome road. It's a sliver of glass, it is life, it's the sun. It is night, it is death, it's a trap, it's a gun.
The oak when it blooms, a fox in the brush, but not in the wood, the song of a thrush.
The wood of the wind, a cliff of fall, a scratch alone.
La 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 yeah. It's the wind blowing free, it's the end of a soul. It's a beam, it's a void, it's a hunch, it's a hope.
And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the end of the strain, it's the joy in your heart. The foot, the ground, the flesh and the bone, the beat of the road, a slingshot stone.
A fish, a flash, a silvery gold, a light, a bed, the range of a bow, the bed of the well, the end of the line, the dismay in the face, it's a loss, it's a find.
A spear,
A spike,
a point,
a nail,
a trip,
drip, drip,
a
drop,
drop,
drop, drop,
the end of the tale.
É um beijo, um gesto,
É uma prata brilhando, é a luz de amanhã e o tijolo chegando.
é a lenha, é o dia, é o fim da picada, é garrafa de cana, esse aço da estrada, é projeto de casa, é corpo na cama,
É o caro enguisado, é a lã,
é a lama,
é pastor,
É uma
é
ponte,
sabor
é uma nha
na luz,
de mato,
é resto.
de manhã.
são as águas de março voando, é promessa de vida no teu coração. A snake, a stick, it is John, it is Joe. It's a thorn in your hand and a cut on your toe. A point,
A grain,
a bee,
a bite,
a blink,
a buzzard,
a sudden stroke of night. The passing neon tells a voice in the blue. In the distance, the shells, filthy shadows of blue. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life, it's the joy in your heart.
a stick, a stone, it's the end of the road. The ash of a log, a lonesome road.
A sliver of glass, the light, the sun,
A knife, a death, the end of the run.
and the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life, it's the joy in your heart. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life, it's the joy in your heart.
Dorsky, 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 dom, dom.
Hello, it's good to see you again.
What have you been doing lately? Tell me now.
Same as always.
I can't believe the way time flies. It must have been a million years ago.
Really?
Tell me, is life treating you well?
Could be worse, I can't complain. And how about you?
When it rains, it pours.
You haven't changed at all. Small talk is all talk you ever need. If you succeed today, meeting means a lot of greeting. Greeting means a lot of talking. Talking doesn't always mean you're thinking still. Whoa, we love those empty words. Oh, 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 oh.
Doisky, 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 dom, dom.
What a day, so nice and warm, don't you think?
I've been told we'll get some rain this afternoon.
It's time for me to go.
But have you heard the latest news? That you know who, and you know what, but you know
You don't say.
who. You look fine, what's new, how is life?
Pretty good, and how's your car, your kids, and wife?
Well, not too bad, and you.
I really have to go now.
Small talk is all talk you ever need to succeed today. Meeting means a lot of greeting. Greeting means a lot of talking. Talking doesn't always mean you're thinking still. Oh, we love those empty words. We use the same familiar phrases o'er and o'er again. We use the same familiar phrases o'er and o'er again. We use the same familiar phrases o'er and o'er and o'er and o'er and o'er again. Meeting means a lot of greeting. Greeting means a lot of talking. Oh, talking doesn't always mean you're thinking still. Meeting means a lot of greeting. Greeting means a lot of talking. Talking doesn't always mean you're thinking still. Oh, we love those empty words.
I think our energy is pretty.
The sea is set for dreaming, and love is knocking at the door. But oh my heart, I'm reluctant to start, 'cause we've been here before. The night is like a lovely tune. Beware, my foolish heart. How white the ever-constant moon. Take care, my foolish heart. There's a line between love and fascination. It's hard to see on an evening such as this. For they both give the very same sensation when you're lost in the madness of a kiss. Your lips are much too close to mine. Take care, my foolish heart. But should our eager lips combine, then let the fire start. For this time it isn't fascination or a dream that will fade and fall apart. It's love this time, it's love, my foolish heart. The moon was once a moth who flew to her lover. Fluttering from silence she danced. The moon was once a moth who flew to her lover. Fluttering from silence she danced, splashing and diving in the warming display of his light. They embraced, and as she passed into death, with ecstasy dissolving her body in 1,000 sighing smiles. Her limbs fell softly to earth to sanctify the night meadows. Angels came to bury the lips that touched his mouth, that touched his mouth. The moon was once a moth who flew to her lover. See how her bodiless glowing soul rises in the night to find him again and again. It's like a lovely tune, beware how at the ever-constant moon take care. My foolish heart, there's a lie between love and fascination. It's hard to see on an evening such as this, for they both give the very same sensation. When you're lost in the madness of a kiss, your lips are much too close to mine. Take care. But should our eager lips combine, then let the fire start. For this time it isn't fascination or a dream that will fade and fall apart. It's love this time. It's love this time. It's love this time. It's love, my foolish heart.
Very impressive. Really great. My name's Jeremy Fox, and I'm so happy to be in front of you. This is awesome. I have so much respect for you all, and especially for your director, and I just love what's going on here. Thank you. And rhythm section is are they all Doane except for Dr. Van Kampen? Yeah, it's just the drummer, yeah. Cool. Great. Guys are rhythm. It's always nice to have a nice rhythm section behind you. Pretty competent back there. So awesome. So there's a few big picture things, actually not too much big picture stuff that I heard. And then a few little, I mean, a lot of what we're talking about is little ticky details, right? But that's, you know, that's where we're all kind of at. Like, you know, if you've done all the work and if you're doing great literature and you have a competent director in front of you, like, it's just all in the details. So the big picture thing I heard, the voiced consonants, and all three of these pieces have voiced consonants like up the wazoo. I don't know why, but waters of March, and my foolish heart. I guess it's just the my in there. There were some other ones in there that I picked up on. Your lips are much too close to mine. There's all these voiced consonant things are a little unenergized right now. It's not a huge issue, but it's something that if you guys address and really knock it out, what the problem with unenergized voiced consonants is there's two problems. One, it doesn't give us as an audience a very a good start to a lot of these words in terms of just really popping out the sound. So your lips instead of your lips. Thinking about that, just say your lips.
Your lips.
Lovely, and wow, that's really staccato over there. That's really short lips. Your lips. So really energizing through those voice things. This is an awesome thing. The other thing that does is the other issue is the chord voicing doesn't get there. It kind of raggedly gets to where it needs to get if your voiced consonants are a little longer than not. So I'd really urge you all to just, I don't know how often we think about these things. But that's one big thing to dig in, because it just took like an extra second for some of these chords to lock. Especially some of the bigger chords, they happened to have been with voiced consonants starting them. So the big chords sometimes they didn't happen as quickly as they could have. You know, the group Impact, there's a group, it's a men's group on the West Coast. They talk about putting the consonants and even the voiced consonants right before the beat. And that's a crazy concept, to be thinking that your consonants should be happening right before the downbeats, so that your vowel lines up on the beat, because the vowel is where the chord is happening. Yeah? I mean, yeah. Yeah. Waters of March, I love that chart. I love all these charts. You guys are doing great charts. Waters of March, there's just so many tricky, like, memory, like just remembering what comes next. A flash, kind of ironically, that took you by surprise. You're like, a flash. It was like, oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, there was something later on too. Somebody jumped the gun. But the other bigger thing I want to talk about is, can we do a little Waters of March? Did we lost David? Okay. Thank you. 5? Okay. Well, I think we could still do this just vocals and even drums and bass. Oh, perfect. Awesome. You guys are right now. You're really good with the notes. I mean, the notes are good. They're throughout the whole set. So let's just get that out of the way. The phrase, I think that's your next, like I think that's kind of, I was hopping in my seat back there going, it's great from a note standpoint. And now start dealing with the horizontal more. You know what I mean? So, a sliver of light, just having this idea, it's almost like, I was talking with a group this morning about having a rubber band. A sliver of light, instead of da 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 da, da 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 da. I'm kind of getting note a little bit on this particular piece. And Brazilian music just has this kind of a gliding. We don't want to take away the diction, the consonant energy that you guys have going on, but we want to connect things more with your tone, if that makes sense, so that there's more direction. So can we try this from the beginning, and I'll kind of guide you into what I think. So.
A stick, a stone, it's the end of the road. It's the rest of a stump, it's a little alone. It's a sliver of glass, it is life, it's the sun. It is night, it is death, it's a trap, it's a gun.
The oak when it blooms, a fox in the brush, the knot in the wood, the song of the thrush.
The Lord of the
A
wind,
little too much at the ends, but it's great. Keep going.
a scratch alone, it is nothing at all.
It's the wind blowing free, it's the end of a soul. It's a lean, it's a void, it's a hunch, it's a hope.
And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the end of the strain, it's the joy in your heart. The foot, the ground, flesh and the bone, the beat of the road, a slingshot stone.
Right in on
Fish,
that
a
line.
flash, a silvery glow, a light, a bed, the range of a bow, the bed of the well, the end of the line, the dismay in the face, it's a loss, it's a fight.
I'm not sure what I'm going after here, but there's this feeling of like, and you can even do this in rehearsals where and it's not always that you're driving to the end of the phrase. Like sometimes it got a little da 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 da. It's a little like, whoa. But maybe they could have a shape to them. Da 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 da. And maybe even ease up at the end, but it's just so long as there's something. And you actually, maybe you overdid things because I was asking you to. But just so long as it's not da 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 da, within this dynamic range, it doesn't take us on as big of a journey, I think. And it's not that you did that, but I can tell you that your shapes, were kind of here-ish. What you just did there, I think it helped you that you were kind of thinking this way. I think you use tone instead of note. That's the big danger to get away from. Whether or not you have shape or not, keep thinking about putting more horizontal, I think. You guys are very vertical right now, which is fine. I mean, that's great. For chords, that's great when you're singing chords. For melodies and stuff like that, could you just use a little extra phrase in there? Yeah. The other bigger thing I heard through there. Oh, yes. Your unisons right now, in general, on these pieces are really strong because there's 15 of yous. And when you go into 4 and 5 and 6 part chords or whatever you have going on through all this music, it all of a sudden your forces are, you only have 4 people on a part, and it doesn't pack as big of a punch as you think. The unisons are packing a bigger punch than the chords, which is weird. As an arranger, I can tell you that I really want my chords to pack punch, and I want the unisons in general to be, am I out? I really want my unisons to be energized and quieter. I mean, maybe not always quiet, because there's those times, like in My Foolish Heart, where it's big and broad, right? So this is a big generalization, but by and large, we tend to want the unisons to be kind of quieter and more energized, and the chords to be fuller. So something to think about, I think, throughout these pieces, because by and large, I felt like your chords might be, maybe you think you're singing strongly through those chord voicings, and maybe you think that you're being quiet on the unisons, but check that out, because I think you guys have more, if you just make a little fine-tuning adjustment to these, all of a sudden you're going to pack such a bigger punch when the arranger intended that punch to be packed. Yes.
Yep, you made it. Got it.
Okay, great. Doane College, Jazz Unlimited. Thank you guys. It's such a pleasure to hear you today. So wonderful. Thank you guys.